Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I've shared some DIYs with you on the channel. I have had a little bit of time to play in my craft room. Very simple DIY I have to share with you today. It's more just giving you ideas on how to do some Mod Podging and what to use from the Dollar Tree to create some fun things for your home decor. Again, I've staged it kind of for my craft room, for Valentine's, kind of entering spring. We're nowhere near spring here. There's lots of snow still on the ground and things like that. But I was inspired by some pictures that I'd seen in the calendar, and I wanted to share with you how to easily Mod Podge them onto some wood cutouts from the Dollar Tree. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and until next time.
So I'd like to choose what I'm going to print off onto the wood cutout from the Dollar Tree. These are calendars from the Dollar Tree that I've purchased over time. And I'm thinking this strawberry would look cute. Or maybe something a little more Valentine's. Love never fails, or I'll go through these. Something else might even just look nice. Like I do like I think they're peonies or roses. I love this one. The moon. It's just absolutely gorgeous. See, I could do this one as well, or a different one. This one would be cute as well. They all fit. So Dollar Tree has this wood cutout and one that's like, oh, this is cute as well. Okay, anyways, I just have to choose out an image, and then I'm going to share with you how to transfer that on or Mod Podge it onto the wood heart. So you want to make sure you remove the string. I'm so indecisive. There's so many beautiful prints in these calendars. All right, so I decided on this one. Okay, so what you want to do is place your calendar page underneath the wood cutout that you're going to be tracing, and then line up each slab with the previous line. This is very important, otherwise you're going to have gaps once you cut your strips out. Just like this, shift the first, make sure your one line shifts over to the next one, and then just trace it out. Now you can cut this into strips. You can also already pre-cut the edges. I've started off with one strip at a time, and I'll share with you. Just makes it a little bit easier to see. If you want to have a wood trim exposed, then you can cut your calendar pages a little bit shorter than the outer trim. But if you want it to be fully covered with your calendar page, make sure that you leave some extra space of calendar or excess paper, and I'll share with you what will happen after. We'll use a nail file to trim back everything. So the first method is just directly applying Mod Podge, not allowing it to dry, and placing your calendar page on top of the wet Mod Podge. I'm going to give you another technique that will make sure you don't have any bubbles whatsoever when you're applying. It could be napkins or calendar pages, anything really that you're decoupaging with. So the trick here is you want to make sure you press down the page gently so that any little air pockets are all pressed away, so you don't have any bubbling effect. I typically like using a little napkin, or sorry, a cotton cloth or a little paper bag or something like that to push so that I don't ruin the page. So this is the other option. You can definitely cover your wood plaque with a white acrylic paint, and this is the little tip I have. This is sometimes another way that I apply Mod Podge. I coat the Mod Podge, I allow it to dry completely, and then I take my calendar page or my napkin, a piece of parchment paper, and a super hot iron without any steam release. Press it down and then it will adhere to the wood plaque without any bubbles. So that's another option that you have. I didn't do it for this one because I was confident that I could apply this calendar page without any bubbles and without any rippling because it is thicker than a napkin. So I'm applying every single strip, and then once everything is adhered to the wooden plaque, I'm going to share with you how to fix and trim everything up and give it a little bit more of a distressed look. So the heart is ready to be finished and made look more professional. So this is my little tip here, is taking a nail file or some sandpaper, whatever you have on hand. I find the nail file is a little easier because you push away just like this and it trims back all of the excess paper, making it very finished. It looks much nicer than if you were to use a pair of scissors to do this part. And then if there are any little pieces that are lifting, this is the time to Mod Podge everything down and make sure that it's all pressed and adhered properly. I'm going to give you some little tips at the very end here on how to make this a little more unique and just give it a little more character rather than just a piece of paper adhered to wood. And I'm also going to share with you how to finish off the little tips and corners of the heart.
Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream.
So the inner parts, the strips here, are not perfect either. So what I'm going to do is take my nail file and make sure that I cut back any of the excess paper that's here. I did find at one point just to lay my heart down and then run my nail file back and forth like this, and it just gave it a really nice straight edge cut. If you want to just stress and create some wood exposed along the edging, just rub a little bit more, take a piece of sandpaper and rub off the paper and you can get a little bit of wood exposed. I didn't want to do that. I want to keep it simple and clean like this. So what I'm going to do is actually seal my calendar page with one layer of Mod Podge. And again, you can skip this step. It's completely up to you. Or if you're putting it on an outdoor wreath, use a layer of Mod Podge that's waterproof and that will protect your piece here. What I'm going to do next is take some white acrylic paint and then I'm going to share with you how to finish off the heart. I hope that these little tips have inspired you or helped you in some way in your craft room, and I would love to hear what you guys are creating. There are two options when it comes to this heart. There's one with the straight like this horizontal and vertical. I have the vertical layout, but there's also a horizontal layout available at Dollar Tree, so it's completely up to you. For this, I just took some extra paper that was laying around from the calendar piece and I layered it along the bottom with some Mod Podge, and that finished off the tip. Now I'm taking some white acrylic paint. You can wet it down a little bit with a wet rag. My rag is completely dry here because I did want the white to be very exposed. However, if you do have a wet rag and you take some white paint, this is going to be a very nice distressed look on your heart. And then I'm taking a paintbrush and I'm actually going to paint the inner strips here, the palette that you see. Palette strips here are wood pieces, and I just wanted to make sure that they kind of blended in, not too white. I didn't want it stark white, but I also didn't want it stark neutral colored wood, so I just kind of blended it out to give it a nice finished look. And then I'm going to stage it. I'm going to share with you a couple other little simple DIYs just to bring some life to your decor or your staging, and hopefully this inspires you. These are all items from the Dollar Tree. So there's this beautiful vase, these gorgeous roses that are out now for the spring. I'm going to just cut them actually off. You can use a wire cutter or a pair of scissors, a nice strong pair of scissors. A couple little tips here. If you have the tall glass vase from the Dollar Tree and you want to position any type of flowers, an arrangement, take a few pieces of clear tape about maybe 1.5 centimeters apart. And you need 2 pieces one way and 2 pieces the other. So 2 pieces horizontally and 2 pieces vertically. And then you have little square areas to slip your stems into, or picks, or whatever it is that you're arranging. And that will hold things in place, especially when you want to make it look really clean and clear. You don't want it, to have a messy look. It will hold your things in place. So that's a little tip for any flower arrangement. I played around with this tall vase and I thought it looked cute, but then I'm like, oh, maybe the small round one actually will suit my little staging a little better. So I just plopped a bunch of roses in here, some a little bit lower, some a little higher for dimension. And that was it. And then I pieced all my pieces together. I'm going to share with you how I staged it in my craft room. And I hope that this video helps you in some way. If it is just a relaxing type of video, I left a lot of the sound in it, as you can probably tell. Or if you find it inspirational to create your own DIYs. But anyways, until next time, everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to say bye for now.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets. Yesterday has gone to sleep, so all that's left is you and me. I can promise you're the only thing I see. I say, close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let